Light class, but he has really come on in the Pro 2 class as well.
Definitely, and we're going to see that race just a little bit later. Right now, though, the Prolite Unlimited starting grid. Bad news for a lot of people. Brooks and RJ Anderson right up front, but then DeBerti and Creed super fast right on the second row, followed by Curry and Arthur. Then Cole Mamer and Ryan Beat coming out of row number 4. That is a stacked first 4 rows.
This is a huge field. They love this track. Brock Hager and Ray Griffith in row 5. Bean and Hoffman in row 6. DJ Nort, Jeremy Stenberg in 7. Dustin Nelson and Taylor Atchison will round out the first 8 rows.
Then as we step back to row 9, it's Joe Gibb and Justin Peck, then Wade Wyman and Mark Patridge, and then Sarah Burgess and Mikey Lawrence coming out of row 11. Then welcome to the fray, Ronnie Feist from the Lucas Oil Regional Series coming out of row 12. Yes, that Ronnie Feist, Kung Fu Feist from the X Games and freestyle motocross fame.
All right, Autometer says rev it up, so sit back and turn it up.
Two things that don't go together well, maybe a tight course and a ton of trucks, Ken.
A ton of Prolite trucks at that.
For sure.
3 wide already as they are going at it through this very rough rhythm section. One of the roughest they will see all season long. DeBerti chops down to the bottom and tries to take the line away from Curry. Ryan Beat in the middle of a mess there with Atchison.
Ryan Beaton just got pushed out a little bit. Good job keeping it out of the wall, and good job not throwing it in reverse and just backing into the rest of the field. He got it backed up a little bit and got it straightened out right now. Right up to the front, the 77 already getting up on 2 wheels on the first lap, leading the first lap around, Jarrett Brooks. And man, he is so tough when he is up front.
Yeah, Jarrett Brooks has been very consistent, as we talked about at the top of the show. Only a couple of wins on the season, but he keeps pounding around there in the top 5, and that's how you win championships. Speaking of that, how about that number 70, Brad DeBerti, a rookie? We talked about him at the beginning of the season, starting off the season with 2 back-to-back wins, and we thought it might have been a fluke, but he is still here. He's still a threat to win the championship in his rookie season.
Brooks, Anderson, Arthur, your top 3. Sheldon Creed going to the bottom. The number 1 Traxxas sponsor truck, the red and black, trying to fight for that position with Brandon Arthur, who, as we said at the top of the show, he's got a couple of really good spots in that podium, looking for that win in the competitive medals. Number 6, and he has looked really sharp at times.
Yeah, I mean, he's set quick lap of the race. He has been very fast in qualifying as the caution flag's going to come out here. He's another guy that's made a charge from deep in the points, working his way up into the top 5. And Mark Patridge, unfortunately, is off to the side. Truck looks okay, though. So
Take a look, and it looks like he just went off. The Action Sports canopies. Patridge Racing, number 31, just struggling there. You can see him on the rope, and that's a bummer. Right now, though, let's get it down to Rob and find out a little bit of dirt on what's been going on with Sheldon Creed.
Well, guys, if the first 2 laps are any indication, the crew for Sheldon Creed told me he is extremely happy with that number 1 Traxxas Prolite truck. He has never won here at Glen Helen. In fact, he's run 3rd here on 3 separate occasions in Prolite. Now, if you go back to 2012, en route to his Superlight Championship, he swept here at Glen Helen. But at this point, very happy with that number 1.
He's really in a deep hole here. He's very good as always, and when everything goes right as we restart him here, but he was DQ'd in round 1, finished 17th at Miller Motorsports Park in round 7, and that has put him in a deep hole in the points.
And he's airing it out to the inside, trying to get a run. Actually, he and Arthur both look like they have a bit of a run on RJ Anderson. There's a good look at Anderson, the Lone Mart Walker Evans sponsor, number 37, the red white truck. Oh, to the outside, and oh.
Man, I think he had a good thing. 3 wide right behind him. I thought Brandon had a great move going, but redirection courtesy of the track.
Oh, man, and Casey Curry right in the mix there. He's battling with Sheldon Creed, and Curry is that number 2 black and Monster Energy sponsor truck. There's DeBerti, the 70.
Yeah, I think he got a little help there from Griffith.
Hey, yeah. Good save. Way to keep it back on the track. Here's that great battle. Curry, the black number 2, and the red and black number 1. And look at that, Curry's gonna go by on the bottom. He switched on.
Nice move by Casey, and we both know when he gets going, when he feels good in that truck, he's as fast as anybody out there. Still looking for some good success here. Has only been on the podium 1 time all year. That's how fast the truck is. I mean, if you can drive away from Creed like that, you got a hot rod.
For sure. And I would definitely herald Creed as, you know, really a great measuring stick in this class. There's a number of them, and oh, tough luck. That's the number 19, Justin Smith out of San Clemente, California.
Yeah, on his side as DeBerti and Hager go at it. They'll race back to the stripe here as the caution flag is out to get Justin Bean Smith a little bit of help over there. And front clip off of it as well. See if we can find out what happened here. Look up ahead on the top of the screen there. Yep. He just got up on the bike, turned back into it really hard, and tried to save it. Didn't work out.
Looks like Wyman did a good job staying out of him. And former freestyle motocross professional Justin Smith gets it up on two wheels, and that's not going to work for him, unfortunately. But hey, the good news is we will get everybody else restarted and go back to war when we return.
Once again, welcome back to the Ion Camera Golden State Off-Road Nationals presented by Lone Mart. Jared Brooks has been out front since the drop of the green flag. A tough and very fast R.J. Anderson and Brandon Arthur right back behind him. Let's check in with Rob Clipper. He has more on Bean.
As we get back to green flag racing on the racetrack, guys, Justin Bean Smith up and over has made his way to the hot pits, right rear, almost off the wheel. Came off the bead on the outside of the wheel. They're trying to get that thing jacked up, get a new one on, and send Bean back out to the racetrack. Just 4 top 10s so far this year for Justin Bean Smith. He's won here before in limited buggy. He's won here before in a pro buggy. So it's been a good racetrack for him, though just a little bit of bad luck here today.
I think Bean saves all of his magic for the Challenge Cup races. That's where he really shines.
He definitely puts it together then. He's a great driver. Obviously, we were former teammates in desert racing, and I know a lot about him, and he really has the skill, whether it's tuning racing or building them for that matter. He built that truck himself. As we look at the General Tire number 77, Jared Brooks, keeping it comfortable, racing his own lines. He doesn't quite have enough pressure to make him protect. And we'll see if RJ can run up on him as we move a little further back. This is Jeremy Twitch Stenberg and Jeff Hoffman. Stenberg in the 88.
Ryan Beat back in there as well, that 51 Rockstar machine. He had a moment there in the opening laps that put him deep in the pack, and now trying to dig up as we watch these two battle. Stenberg trying to pick his way to the front.
Let us not forget, Stenberg has been on the podium already this year, and oh, the 40 has gone up and over. That is, that's that same spot that Justin Smith got tumbled at.
Well, once again, these guys having a tough time of it out here. Some of them in the back. As we were talking about Stenberg, they're racing back to the caution flag. Stenberg not running the last 2 rounds, gathering the parts and pieces back up to make a run at it here. DJ Noor, unfortunately, over there on his side.
Taking another look, and it just kind of looked like, they started to go out, and then he got a little help from behind there.
He got a lot of help. I mean, he's up there in the fluff, and the truck is going to dig in for sure.
Maybe, not sure on the number on that truck. We'll let him skate this time, but you're not supposed to help your friends up and over. The Max is sponsored number 40. Looks like he's going to need the rope as DJ gets out of the truck.
Almost looks like the truck might be okay, so we'll see if he can get back in and fire it back up. In the meantime, we've got a nice little piece here on the former Prolite champ and now Pro 2 competitor, R.J. Anderson. R.J. Anderson is going to get back-to-back wins here at Lake Elsinore.
Sweep a weekend is just like the ultimate. That's what you work so hard for. And to go through a weekend and leave with no one taking home that #1 spot but you is the best feeling. 8 rounds into the season, I feel like we've had an awesome run. It's hard to complain. You know, we've been able to land on the podium 6 times with 3 wins. I mean, a lot of guys, that would be their dream season in general.
Number 37, leading the pack, gapping these guys.
Yeah, RJ's really come along, man. His Prolite truck has been fast as of late, so whatever happened in that camp, the switch is definitely turned on now.
Just in the short amount of time I've been in the class, the game has changed. I mean, the amount of resources you need now and the amount of test time you have to get, I mean, you have to put in a lot of effort to run at the top with all these fast kids in Prolite. It's the biggest class, people that have the most to prove.
He was coming down beating on it at the end. I thought he was going to take me out. Yeah. Right here at the end, I almost went around. Yeah.
To compete at the highest level, you need an awesome team, and part of having an awesome team is having an awesome sponsor. And for me, that sponsor's been Lone Mart, who's given me everything in their power to succeed these last 3 years in Prolite. And that's what it takes to bring home race wins and in the end championships.
RJ looks like a runner for that championship again.
He's coming after these guys.
As far as my future in Prolite goes, I don't know how much more Prolite there is in my future. I've had an awesome time doing it the last 5 years, and having it help me be able to transition into the Pro 2 class, it's done its job for me. There's just a time span, I think. It's time where I'd really like to put my brother in it and get him going through the same thing I've gotten to do in it. So that was a huge goal for this year, is try to get the truck as fast as we can so that when he steps up into it, it's ready to go for him and be able to pass it off to him in good hands and move on to focus on Pro 2.
One definite tell there about the youth of this class is the early 20s. RJ Anderson calling the other drivers kids.
I agree 100%. Very cool. He's thinking about his brother as well. He is such a great personality. He is a calm but very intense person out here on the racetrack.
And speaking of calm, he goes down the bottom. Another big shout out for his race program. His dad, Randy Anderson, an icon in off-road racing, was right there with Walker Evans all those years. And speaking of right there, hello, here comes the number 6 down the bottom. The yellow and black, Brandon Arthur trying to make a move on RJ.
Yeah, and this is how fast Brandon Arthur is now. I mean, that truck, and he is very, very fast. He just needs to find a consistency. We've talked about it a number of times. He's either in the front or way in the back, and it's hurting him in the points. He is good enough to win for sure if he strings one together. Birdie finally making the pass right there. These guys have been battling in the back just a bit.
It seems like the back for DeBerti, where he's been up front quite a bit this year, but he's currently in 7th place. And you were right, Patridge got going again, but it looks like he has another problem, which I believe is going to bring out the full course caution.
Yeah, they waited as long as they could to see if he could get it refired and moving once again, but decided to err on the side of safety. And speaking of that, there goes a hood. That was Cole Mamer, unfortunately losing the hood of his truck.
And look, there it was Stenberg and the 51, the 88 Stenberg, 51 of Ryan Beat. So more problems for Ryan Beat. He's been tangled up in this race a bit, and they are trying to stop the trucks from running over that piece of fiberglass that may have some metal in it. More racing when we return to Glen Helen.
Jared Brooks is still leading the field here at the Ion Camera Golden State Off-Road Nationals presented by Lone Mart. It was RJ Anderson that was dealing with the wrath of one fast Brandon Arthur there in that yellow and black number 6 truck. Here comes Sheldon Creed, who's trying to feed Brandon Arthur a little bit of love.
And DeBerti down the bottom of Casey Curry. Shout out to the 53 Desert Racer, the all-red truck of Ray Griffith. He is holding tight in that top 5 right now. And here goes to the bottom, the 37. Brooks to the outside, carries the speed. And this track is getting dried out. I can't believe with all the rain we had last night that it's drying up. We're gonna see dust here in a minute. Oh, nice run hit for Brooks, good save.
Yeah, hopefully the tire's still on the wheel holding air. That was a redirection of the truck for sure as they run down into this turn 5 you talked about. Up on 2 wheels where RJ Anderson had to feather the throttle nicely but never got out of it. And here comes Brandon Arthur. Big, high-speed turn 1.
Keeping it clean. Great shots from Ion there at the onboard.
They are a great company, great product for sure.
And RJ went way to the outside, came back down. Arthur gave him a little tag. He's got to be careful. Arthur wants to race forward, but you also got to remember he's got that number 1 right behind him. Wow, it's amazing quick group, and great to see Ray Griffith right there on the fringe of that.
Brandon Arthur kicking off the season with a top 5 finish as we go a little deeper in the pack here. Ray Griffith in that 53 still being hounded by Casey Curry. And right behind Casey once again, and look at him eating that roost, is Brad DeBerti. DeBerti picking up a spot or 2 after getting shoveled in the back. And once again, let's check in with Rob Clipper. He has more on Atchison.
Thank you guys for Taylor Atchison. It looked like it was going to be a routine right for a tire change, and then we saw more damage on the right front.
Yeah, we broke the effort control arm on the front right there. Got a little contact in turn 5. It's racing for you. So.
How would you sum up your Prolite season to this point, bud?
It's carnage out there. There's a lot of bumping, and it's pretty violent out there. These trucks land pretty rough, so we're getting better every race. That's all I can ask for.
Taylor's had a couple of decent runs in the pro buggy category, but no doubt has struggled here in Prolite. Hopefully they can turn things around as we take a look at our top three. Still nose to tail. It's been in this order, but a vicious battle to stay there. And these guys are really driving well on a course that is running up by the minute and getting rougher.
And that's the great part. Oh, look at this. I was going to say that's the great part about racing here is that you have to be able to move your lines around. You have to be able to pick something different. RJ goes to the bottom, and he is trying to steal that line. He pushes Jared Brooks out to the soft, and we'll see if Brooks can retain here, but RJ with a bit of a run. Here comes Brooks to the bottom.
The outside line in turns 1 and 2, without a doubt, the fast way around. But RJ just did a beautiful job in turn 3 around the outside.
And I think RJ is going to make this stick. He's got this thing. The BF Goodrich Loan Mart sponsor number 37 moves to the front. And here comes Brandon Arthur on Jared Brooks.
Yeah, Brandon got a really nice run through there. Jared Brooks kind of pinched it off a little bit, and it hurt him, and he's going to lose another spot if he's not careful.
Out in the loam again. That's not going to help his cause. And here comes Sheldon Creed with contact.
I thought Sheldon was going to land on top of him as the caution flag comes out. Great racing at the front of this field. Jared Brooks probably not thinking that right now, but still very exciting to watch. Jared's not done yet.
This isn't done yet. It's a little bit of panic all the way around. I love it. Cole Mamer, unfortunately, the number 35. Take another look at Casey Curry stunt driving. Wow, way to pull it together. Another look.
Oh.
That is worth 2 looks.
Man, I mean, he's scrubbing dirt on the side. Huge moment for sure. All right, let's check in with Rob.
Guys, for DJ Noor, not the way he wanted to start the weekend here at Glen Helen, up and over. He said it wasn't too hard of a lick, but had a little fire out there. Good to see that you're out and okay.
Yeah, someone came on the inside of us, rolled us over. We went 1.5 to upside down, and then when they flipped us back over, caught on fire. So they had to put that out and put us out for the day. So hopefully by this afternoon, we'll get the truck back together and try it again.
Thanks, DJ.
Thanks.
Guys, we also saw the 94 of Dustin Nelson now making his second visit to the hot pits. First, he changed the left front. Now it looks like the right front is down.
All right, here we go. 1 lap shootout. RJ Anderson up front. They kind of stack up just a little bit. Ray Griffith dives down to the bottom and takes Hager with him as they try to pick up a couple spots, including DeBerti.
Wow. It looks like it's going to cost Griffith a couple spots, but let's look to the front. RJ Anderson has a battle with Brandon Arthur. Here comes Creed. Brooks retains that 3rd spot, but he's shuffled from 1st to 3rd in just a couple laps.
And look at DeBerti. He retained the 5th spot and now trying to pick one up on Sheldon Creed to move up into 4th. A great move for him as the top 3 go at it.
Oh, Creed risks it all. He was in a great points paying position in 4th, and now he's going to shuffle all the way to the back. I think RJ Anderson's got this thing.
I thought it was Jared Brooks who checked up just a little bit and caught Creed by surprise, and RJ Anderson's going to hang on here to pick up the win with Brandon Arthur right there on the back bumper. What an incredible run for RJ Anderson. 4 wins in the last 5 rounds. That is impressive. 5 podiums in the last 6 rounds. And Sheldon Creed, unfortunately, on his lid, and will finish deep here today.
Not a good way to get your sponsors on television there, but a great job by Sheldon Creed with some good racing. But unfortunately, let's take a look. You said it looked like Brooks chopped and caught Creed. It looks like, to me, he just raced in a little hot. Either way you stack it, he stacked it upside down. And Creed, as we said earlier, one of the finest in our sport, just gets caught out.
Tough break, but this guy is charging, and I mean right back up to the top of the points. No doubt a threat to win it all here in 2015. We'll talk to him when we come back. He's one of the most personable drivers in the pits. We're talking about RJ Anderson, and he just picked up win number 4 on the season.
Fourth win of the year, guys, for the 2012 Prolite champion, RJ Anderson. And we talk about epic battles, and you had one here today, man. Talk about the closing laps.
Geez, talk about a battle. That was a great race. Rained out qualifying, so we started by points. That was good for me, sitting second in points. We were able to start up front and battle with these guys. These guys are so fast, Brandon and Jarrett, so got a little fired up in the beginning and was making mistakes, and I could see Jared making little mistakes, and the track is brutal. I mean, I don't know how it looks on TV, but out there, I'm out of breath. We were hustling it out there. So, man, what a fun race. That's 4 wins in the last 5 races for this Lone Mark Prolite, and we're working hard to keep it going fast, and we got a lot of good people behind us. So thank you guys, and stoked to land on this top of this box one more time this year.
Big win for RJ Anderson, guys, and it looks like the Prolite Championship is now even tighter.
One very stoked young man. Let's take a look at those results. Arthur and Brooks, second, third. Great job by DeBerti, and Jeremy Stenberg come with the top 5. So much intense and solid racing going on. Let's get it back down to the podium.
Thank you, guys. The streak continues for Brandon Arthur. That his 3rd second-place finish in a row. Are we happy with that? Because I know you were pretty close to getting the win here today.
I would love to have the win, but RJ drove a great race, and he did a great job, and can't complain up here 3 times in a row with second place, and it's a great momentum step for our team, and hopefully we can come back and do it again, and hopefully tomorrow get a win, and then we can go for it. And it was a great race. Jarrett, he was leading almost the whole thing, and then RJ got by him, and just happened to work out, and I scooting by him too, and I couldn't do it without Competitive Metals. These guys right here, the title sponsor on our truck, they do a great job for us, and Toyo Tires, those things were hooking up today, and we had a great day. And Method Race Wheels, Fireworks Bodies, Aeromotive, Magnaflow Exhaust, and all those guys that helped me, Redline Performance, HRT, my dad, he built the truck, he's the crew chief, he's done miracles for me, and man, it was a great race for us.
That's Brandon Arthur, guys, 4th podium finish of the year.
And his 3rd second in a row. Consequently, he's the big mover, up to 4th in the points. Beautiful job there for Brandon Arthur. Brooks still leading. RJ Anderson closes it down to 2, and Brad DeBerti still in 3rd.
Jared Brooks in the last 2 races has a 3rd place finish and a win. You'll come home 3rd here today, but we're out front early. Did the track go away? Did the truck go away? What happened in the last few laps?
Oh yeah, I know. We had a strong run at first. We were checking out from RJ for a little bit, and I was feeling super comfortable. But towards the end of that race, I felt like my truck just went away a little bit. The track was getting some pretty big holes in it, so I was just driving bad. So totally my fault. We totally had that win, and I'm just kind of bummed on this one, but solid 3rd place. Can't complain in this tough Prolite field, but these General Tires are hooking up. Maxima, Ridge Industries, Fox, and just my whole crew, they work their butt off every time and try to give me the best truck. So it's cool to always be a title contender.
That's Jared Brooks, guys. He comes home 3rd here today. Also picks up the Optima Batteries fastest lap.
All right, the big dogs are pulling out onto the track. 900 plus horsepower, ready to tear it up.